Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online video with me, Sherman. This is going to be a really hard video for me to do because it's going into a gray area, and I'm not doing this because I'm trying to hurt something. I'm trying to explain something to someone to help them out because they asked me for advice. See, the person sent me a message last night on Discord that said, "Hey, I play in-game. Can you help me adjust my character so I can do more than just tank? Because I saw your video and what you did with this one person's idea. I want to be able to do that with mine because I don't like playing my tank in Overland or in public dungeons or even against world bosses because I feel like I'm just limited to being a tank." So I'm just doing this to show this person that how you can like manipulate your character to do different things. One of the hardest parts about playing anything in the game is figuring out how to do it. Especially when you train your brain to play a certain way. It's really hard to train your brain to play a different way, especially with the character that you're used to tanking with. It can be really complicated. But it can also be a lot of fun, and the challenge of it is the fun. Because the first thing you have to understand is playing a tank or playing a character like this, you're using heavy armor. Heavy armor is a restrictive set. It restricts you in how much damage you can do. Now, you have one of two options with this. You can either change out your Eben for a medium armor damage dealing set like Reliquins, which would be really good, and you could still use Alkosh. Okay? Because the one thing a lot of people don't like doing, they don't like running around with like 50 sets of gear to play the game. They just want to run around and play the game. And I get it. I wouldn't want to change all my complete build every time I want to go do Overland. So I'm going to show you how you can do it with only changing 2 sets. So one of the options is, like I said, you can use Reliquin from the medium armor. That would be a really good option because of how Reliquin works, and I'll even go over it. So you can use Perfect Reliquin if you have it, because it's going to give you that Minor Slayer, the same as Alkosh, and you can use this set. Or what you can do is you can actually just use Berserking Warrior or Advancing Yodakai. Either one of those is going to be really good for Overland play. So you can do either one. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I might not be able to. I probably didn't pull it out yet. Nope. All right, we're gonna grab that real quick, and I'm just gonna show you how you can set it up. So we're gonna grab this. We're gonna grab the Berserking Warrior, and we're going to grab the same pieces that we're wearing on Eben. Okay, so you're going to want the belt, the legs, the gloves, the boots, and the chest. Okay, the other thing you're going to want to do is carry a monster set with you. This is going to allow you to do some DPS. So one of the suggestions that I have for this is something that's going to help improve your character, because Berserking Warrior doesn't give you extra stamina. So finding a set that gives you some stamina might be a good idea. Like Celine's is a really good set. Silatrix is a good set too if you're looking for... Like Celine's and Silatrix are both really good. It would really just depend on your playstyle and what you prefer. I'm going to go with Celine's. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the same setup I have here. So we're going to grab the medium helm. And we're going to grab the light shoulders. Alright, now what I'm going to do is, instead of having my stats set up the same as this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the traits the same. I'm going to go actually adjust the traits real quick, and I'm going to leave them the same. Sturdy, all that kind of stuff. Because even if I need to be a tank, I can still be a tank if I have to. And I know that in Overland, I don't need super tools, so... Oh, I need to do some stuff real quick too. So I'm gonna do some adjustments. I'm just going to adjust the build, real quick, and just to show you. So let's grab our enchants first. I'm gonna grab my armor enchants. Alright. And with this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually go stamina, stamina, stamina on the body piece, on the pieces, and then we're gonna use the 2 prismatics. Okay? Because we're gonna or 3 prismatics. I forgot to grab the third one. Because we're going to try and keep our build as close as possible to what we normally play. And this way, even when we're playing in Overland, if we need to be a tank, we can switch to sword and shield and still be tanky. See, in Overland, you don't need to be super effective tank. You just need to be a tank. In dungeons, most dungeons, you don't need to be a super effective tank. You just need to be a tank. And if you're a skilled tank, you know when you need to block. You know when you need to do different things. So what we're going to do here is we're going to enchant this with stamina. This with stamina. Because we're going to equip all the small pieces with stamina. All the big pieces with prismatics. Oops. And I need the monster set. Oops, I forgot an enchant here. Hold on. My bad, my bad. So another stamina. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to carry this set with us all the time. Like this Selene stuff, we're going to carry it with us all the time. This way, when we're not doing dungeons and trials, we can just switch to this and do that. And then if we're playing, like, we want to do our dailies, and we want to just do them really fast, you can still play this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to equip another sword on the front bar. So we have dual wield. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab a bow and put it on the back bar. This way we can focus mostly into stamina. And then we're going to grab these sets. We should have all advancing Yodokai. Yes, we do. And now you can see, like, we have a 36% crit. And I think I already have it set up with the Thief Mundustone. Now, you can use the Thief if you want. You don't have to. You can. And the other thing that you can do is train yourself to use dual wield. So we're going to go ahead and unlock the dual wield passives. Now, you got to remember, when playing in heavy armor, you don't have the same tools as everyone else. So to be a damage dealer, you're going to want to use damage dealing abilities to make your character more effective as a damage dealer. And because you are using heavy armor, remember, your weapon damage is lower. So it's a good option to use this so you can give yourself the maximum potential with your crit ability. Like that. You don't even have to change Warhorn if you don't want to. If you do want to, this is a good option to use on that bar. And that's the standard of might. And then all you have to do is set up the rest of the skills the way you want them. So on the front bar, you can go with like this, and then go to dual wield, and you can pick twin slashes. Either one, you're one. Blood Craze might be better to give you a heal. It is going to lower your damage per second, but that's fine. And then grab like this one for Deadly Cloak, so you have that. And then on the first ability here, you could grab this, like grab the Shrouded Daggers, just so you have a more of a spammable ability. And then on the back bar, you're going to want to set up for bow, so you're going to want to unlock all the bow stuff. And I forgot to equip that Selene's, so. And with the bow, it's really similar. It's no different than a damage dealer. If you want to use it that way, just grab this, and then from Fighter's Guild, grab Trap, Rearming Trap. And like I said, this is up to you if this is how you want to play the character. The other thing I would suggest is going to Earth and Heart and unlocking Molten Weapons. And don't take the one that gives you the 40% increase in your heavy attack damage. Grab this one so you can take advantage of both things. So if you aren't playing a tank, you can actually like go, hey, I want to be a Magicka DPS too. And you can even do that. You can adjust your character to be a more Magicka DPS if you want to. So there you go. That's how you can set them up. And I've already got the attributes set up. So I got everything in the stamina. But let's go ahead and get that Selene set equipped. There we go. Now the other thing that we're gonna do, and this is by preference of play. I do want to make my character more damage dealing oriented, just because I want my character to be that way. Now we have 2,699 weapon damage on the front bar. On the back bar we have 2,241 on the bow. Now we know our limitations. Your character is limited to how much weapon damage he can use. And we're not even going to change from using tank food and potions. The same potions. The reason why is because this is going to be more effective for us for resource management. I know it doesn't make sense, but you'll see. So when you go to parse on your target dummy to learn how to parse with this, you got to remember, heavy armor doesn't have the same resource management as light armor. So you do have to heavy attack more often to keep your resources coming in. And see, I can still take advantage of the Alkosh because of the synergies, which is really good. Alright, let's go ahead and see what happens here. What is our weapon damage looking like? 3,792. That's with Olerum and everything. So you're almost 4k weapon damage. You have a 53% critical. And that's with the stacks of advancing Yodakai. So that's actually pretty good to have that much critical on a heavy armor character. So this would be a good option. But remember, you don't have to use dual swords. You can use a sword and axe. A sword and axe might even be better because the axe is going to give you a chance to bleed the enemy. And if you use the right enchants, like if you use this instead of using decisive, maybe use an infused weapon with a absorbed stamina in it. That might be better for you in this setup. And even when you're tanking, it might be better for you. You don't know unless you try it. So, but yeah, this is what you can do, so you can still play, you know, the rest of the game. You're not limiting your resources. And if you're an in-game experienced player, you're gonna know that this is a pretty decent setup. And look at that. That you have 36k stamina, 25k health, 19k magicka, and I didn't even look at the parse. Like, yeah, 18k. Like, I'm not good at parses. I'm really not. I'm not skilled like some other people can be. You could probably pull 25k with a person that's skilled. Could probably pull 25k. That's going to be more than enough to do dungeons on normal and veteran. Okay, it'll be even enough to do some trials on normal and veteran. But you would have to be a skilled player. You have to learn to play this way. You have to train your brain that this is how you play your character when you're not a tank. And this is just one option. And the great thing is like I said, if you wanted to still tank like this, all you have to do is go in here to your inventory, and you can equip your shield. And then on your back bar, you can leave the bow, right? And then all you have to do is respec your attributes at the shrine. And this way you don't have to change a lot. Like, when you tank a trial and you want to be a hardcore tank, you can do that. But if you're just tanking dungeons, like, this is still a really good setup, because you have a lot of weapon damage, you have a lot of weapon critical, and on the back bar you're using that, and then on the front bar you're going to use your tanking, most of your tanking skills, and of course you're going to switch things up. You're going to change this out, you know, you're going to change out your abilities to be more tank effective, like so. And just use your usual tank setup. I'm missing something here. I don't remember what it is. No. No. Nope. Oh. And then you could leave the back bar almost like it is, but you would probably want to change out for something that's going to give you more DPS, like more tank ability. So maybe hardened armor. Instead of using balanced, you know, using this is going to help. And then you can swap this out and this out. Move these over. And then you can grab something like, say, Undaunted. You can grab Sanguine Altar to put on there. And if you need it, you can also grab your Ardent Flames chains, and then just change out your other stuff to Aggressive Warhorn. And you could even leave Dawnbreaker here just to keep your weapon damage up higher, because even doing this, like playing this way, you're still going to be an effective tank. You're just not you're not meta right now. You're not trying to do that in-game score run or anything. You're just playing the game. And even as a tank like this, you have almost 30k stamina. And see, you can still keep a rotation up with this. You're just using what's called a 3-button rotation. So you're gonna do taunt, heavy attack, heroic slash, heavy attack, you know, and you're gonna use other abilities in between, because you're gonna become a skilled tank this way. Now, if we let this run its course, you'll see how much DPS you did, like this. And that was the reason I used that parsing skeleton, was so you can see what it would be like in an organized group. So you would do about 7-8k DPS. It's not much. I mean, you could probably pull 10, maybe 12 out of it if you were a skilled player. Like, the more knowledgeable and experienced you are, the better you're going to be able to play the build. And just remember, your resistances are going to be a lot lower because you're not using, like, Bloodspawn or something. You're going to have 23, 27, but you've already tanked with this. So you already know that, okay, I can still tank this content with it. I just have to be a little bit more on my toes to tank this way. In dungeons, you don't need to be the super tank. You just need to be a tank. And even in trials, like, you don't necessarily have to be a super tank. If you're just playing through the trial on normal or something, you just want to get it done to help somebody get the skill point from it, or maybe you're trying to help somebody get a gear set from it, and you want to just run it so you can get those sets, and you want to run it as fast as you can. This would help you do that more effectively. And you don't have to use a bow on the back bar. You can even use dual wield or two-handed to help, you know, apply things. I just like using bow because bow just does a lot of damage over time, and even with somebody with heavy armor. So you asked and I answered, and that's how you can do that. That's how you can set up your character if you want to play them outside of your normal in-game setup. You can do this. And it's really effective. It's actually even more effective than you think, because even in a dungeon setting, you can take advantage of the synergies from Alkosh helping your group's DPS, especially if you don't have a tank who has Alkosh in a dungeon. Because see, when you pug, you never know what you're going to have. So this is a really good way to support your group, do all the things, and still play your character like you normally would, and take advantage of them. And that's it. So, like I said, you asked, I answered. I hope this helps. I hope it was informational, and it gave you the ideas for yourself on what tools you might want to use. Now remember, you don't have to use heavy armor, because you are using Alkosh in a certain way. You could even use medium armor to improve your DPS even more. You could use Hunting's Rage, or you could use Briarheart, or you could use, any medium armor set that you felt was going to make your character more effective the way you want to play. So, but yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I hope it helped. Again, if it did, you know what's coming next. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.